Hello, people. Well, I'm going to get a little political today with this vlog, and probably, hopefully, it's the last time I have to bring this up. But, who knows? I'm not a little pissy. I'm a lot pissy. A lot pissy today. Anyway, just watch the news and stuff about all these protests going on. Well, here's my take. I'm not. I don't like. You can. I don't mind you protesting, but you're interfering with regular people's lives and disrupting them when you're going for the government. They're not hearing you. They won't hear you. So here's my. I just heard the one that's going to be in Toronto today or this weekend for the protesting because of the mask or the vaccinations or whatever. But they're protesting in front of the hospitals and stuff. Really? Listen, I just had a medical thing months ago, and my first time in the hospital for years, 20 years or so, 40 years. And I never knew what to expect when I go to the hospital. Never had a clue. But it turns out after, right from when the paramedics come and got me in the ambulance to going to the hospital and seeing the doctors and nurses and stuff, they are some of the best people I ever met. And I'll say that forever. I don't care. They do their jobs and they do them great. There's the odd one that, maybe shouldn't do that stuff, but 99.9% of the healthcare do their jobs professionally and awesome, and I'll never complain about them. I won't even complain about the drivers, the ambulance drivers. So anyway, so you hillbillies that want to protest to the right people, not to the, because when I heard this morning, the mayor of Toronto's telling the workers, the healthcare workers, not to dress in their uniform, like their uniforms. Their I can't remember the name. They want to dress as regular people. Really? Like, is that what it's come down to? People, healthcare workers can't wear their uniform to work and all that? Like, really? Like, these hillbillies, like, get a brain. Or if you got one, or if you do have one, try and use it. If you don't have one, okay, I know you have an excuse. And that just burns me. Just burns me. The rest of us, we got vaccinated. I would say, do we all like it? No. I bet you 97% of the people in here, population, don't like all the rules. But I'm not a scientist, I'm not a doctor, and I'm not a nurse. So who knows where this COVID thing goes? I have no idea. I'm all vaccinated. Did I like it? Not really, no. But I did it. Protect me and everybody else, and when I go to the stores, and I'm free to do whatever. But then these trucker protests, the hillbillies. I gotta say hillbillies because if I say stupid, my mom used to tell me, "Don't be saying stupid." I don't like that word. So out of respect for my mom, I try not to use it. It does come out once in a while, but I use hillbillies instead. So anyway, so these hillbillies that protest, trucking down in the border there in Alberta there, had all the lanes blocked off. Well, they're blocking their fellow truckers from doing their delivery that they're vaccinated. So, like, what are you trying to prove here, hillbillies? Like, you're proving nothing. You're just being idiots. And then the ones in Ottawa, same thing. You know, if they're talking about the horns blaring 24 hours a day, that would drive me nuts. It would actually drive me nuts. Like, really blow the horns. If you protesting, just sit there and keep your mouth shut or whatever, and don't blow the horn. Because I know the fact that a lot of cities have noise bylaws, so that might come into effect yet. But yeah, so I don't mind protests, but when you interfere with the normal folk people, like a lot of restaurants down in Ottawa are not opening because the hillbillies are being idiots, and they're doing whatever, demarking stuff and dancing where they shouldn't dance, and so. Like I said, I don't mind you protesting. Just keep it, to yourselves, sort of thing. The government might listen. No, they're not going to have a meeting. Not a chance in the world they're going to have a meeting with the hillbillies. And it was funny there. I watched one. It was about last week or something. They interviewed one of the truckers down there in Ottawa. He goes, "Yeah, they're messing with my freedom." Well, pal, you're messing with other people's freedom. So you're acting the same as the government. And, get for tat. And so that's my theory. But yeah, it's pretty stupid and hillbilly-ish. And a lot of us don't like the rules, but we go, like, I do it because I don't know, like, just protect myself what I can, and I don't know what the afraid of the shot is, but the jab. Pardon me, I like got a jab, got the jab, and so get vaccinated, and then then you get your freedoms back. And I compare it to, I heard this on the radio there a while back. It's like when the seatbelt law comes in. All the cars have seatbelts, and it's up to you to wear them. And if you don't wear them, you get a ticket. Well, same thing as the jab. If you don't get the jab, ticket you. So, I understand the part of the government. Nobody wants the government. Well, sometimes the government has to protect ourselves more than ourselves protect ourselves. I don't know if that makes sense or not, but yeah. Do we like it? No, but we do it. I've been social distancing for like freaking 30 years now, so I'm used to it. I don't talk to many people, so go out and all of that stuff. I go get groceries and gas and my Dialysis appointments and go see the nurses and doctors that help me out through what I'm going through, and I try to obey them, eating wise. There's some foods that I have a hard time giving up, but I got to give them up or slow down on. Like I've had pizza for like freaking 6 months, so that's what I got to do. That's what I got to do. But yeah, so for the hillbilly protesters, like, you're not helping yourselves, really. And it just burns my butt that protesters are picking on healthcare workers, which are, here's the deal with the healthcare workers that the protesters, I don't think, understand. So the protesters are protesting about vaccinating, masks, and all that. So when you get COVID, where do you go? You go to the hospital. Well, who looks after you in the hospital? Healthcare workers. So maybe the healthcare workers should start protesting. I'll join that one. I'll join if the healthcare people go on protest. I'm joining. I'll go protest for them because they're awesome people, and you think they have a choice to help you out if you got COVID and you're unvaccinated? No, they just do it because that's what they do. And the doctors and all that. So, you can protest all you want, but remember, the healthcare workers are top dogs here. And I wish they get more respect in what they do because they're very, very awesome people. And I've never spent that much time in the hospital until like last year, there for a month. And every freaking day, everyone was awesome. I couldn't believe myself. I said, am I in the real world? Like, because you go on the street and everybody, don't even talk to you. But when you go in the hospital, they say, how you doing? Any symptoms or stuff like that? And if there's anything wrong, there's a doctor or somebody helping you out. And that's just a little note for the people that don't get the jab, is when you do get COVID, like you probably will, and you go to the hospital, who's going to help you out? My theory is, if you don't have the jabs, just stay home. Just stay home. Fix yourself. See how that works out for you. But yeah, so to the healthcare workers, keep doing what you do. And protesters, stop blocking other people's lives. Because we all have lives to live, sort of thing. And you're wrecking our freedoms. So, tit for tat. Anyway, I think I went long enough here. And, well, thanks for listening. And I guess we'll see everybody on the see you on the flip side, as the old hillbillies would say on the road. See you on the flip side, black tie. 10-4, good buddy. Looks like we got a convoy. That was a good movie back in the 70s. Anyway, okay, we'll let everybody go and enjoy and help out the healthcare workers and tell them give them an auto boys. They're all awesome. Right to the paramedics. Paramedics were awesome. I don't care what anybody says. I'm full support. And if honest to God's truth, if the healthcare workers and the paramedics go protest somewhere because of hillbillies protesting them, I'm in. I'm in 100%. So, just be aware. But anyway, okay, I'm going to leave it at that. I've said my piece and my pissy piece. And so we'll talk to everybody later. Adios.